Hello?
Yo,
Talk to me.
hey, my man,
Yes,
can I
sir.
can I get you to speak on the Crawford situation?
All day, every day. What's going on, Akhi? Talk to me.
Hey, okay, listen. Here's what I want to know, my brother. I want to know why Ugas and Porter, fighters that have lost, their last fight was a loss.
Uh,
How come they can? How come they can fight Crawford, but when it comes to everybody that got a belt, Crawford on the other side of the street?
you talking about my man Errol Spence?
Hey, hey, man, I'm calling it how it is, man.
Okay, we gonna
And you
talk
know
about it,
I'm right.
Akhi. Hey, you know, Akhi, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We got all day. So all I'm saying is, so as far as Ugas versus Crawford, just to inform you, Akhi, Ugas actually coming off a win. He beat Omar like he stole something. I don't know if you watched that
But
fight, but he beat up
oh
on
yeah, oh
Omar.
yeah, I'm a big boxing fan, my
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Look,
So he
but
fought Omar. He
here's my
got a, he
thing.
got
He
he
also
actually got
beat
a
him as an
W.
amateur. He
Huh?
also beat him as an amateur, and Crawford said that a long time ago. But
He,
my thing is this: if you gonna speak out, let's be real. If you gonna speak out and say I want all the belts, why are we fighting other people?
well, what you talking about, Errol Spence?
Earl Spence, when
So
Keith Thurman had it, if the man got a belt, you can't unify without the belt.
so we
Crawford has
let
said Crawford has said everybody that want a belt, he'll fight Pacquiao, he will fight Spence.
let's talk
Why
about it.
that fight can't happen?
All right,
And we know that that's the biggest money fight.
let's talk about it, fam. Let's talk about it. So, first of all, when it comes to Crawford versus Ugas, all I'm saying is just I'm pointing out Ugas calling out everybody. I said he called out Errol Spence,
And he
Danny
got it right
Garcia,
because he
Keith
was
Thurman.
Spence mandatory too.
Yeah, but the only guy that he really has a chance of facing is really Crawford because Keith Thurman is absolutely gonna say, "Oh hell no." Danny Garcia, I don't think he's gonna be interested in no Ugas. Sean Porter, I know he ain't gonna want to run it back. That's why I say he the sleeping giant.
I agree with
But
you.
but as far
I
as
agree
Errol
with you.
Spence, is that you got to remember Errol Spence is coming off a car accident, and he said that I'm willing to fight Danny Garcia, Crawford, Pacquiao. He actually want Crawford as well. He called Crawford
No, he
and they
don't.
talked about the fight is going to happen at the right time. And even Crawford is on the same page as far as that. Now, when you talk about why Crawford versus Ugas is possible, but Errol Spence versus Crawford is not possible yet. Because one thing is, Crawford himself, he said, I don't want to fight Errol Spence till he's back 100%. That's first of all, right? Second of
Yeah.
all, second of all, for Errol Spence versus Crawford to happen, they're gonna have to join promotion with a PBC and Fox, just like excuse me, just like ESPN and Fox.
CBC and
Yeah,
Fox and ESPN.
yeah, and just like they did for Wilder versus Tyson Fury. However, for Ugas versus Crawford, Ugas is gonna have to go see him on his own network because Ugas is the one without no strap, and he the B side, he ain't the A side. He gonna have to go see Crawford at his own field. Just like Porter, I feel like they can't do joint promotion for Porter because when they do joint promotion for the fight to break even, they have to sell around like a million pay-per-view. So they can't do joint promotion unless the fight is really huge. So that's what I say the business come into play. And it's legit. The networks that's the issue, the networks. Now as far as Porter and Ugas, they could actually go to ESPN because they could fight on ESPN. It won't be joint promotion because the fight ain't that big to be a joint promotion.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense.
And I
That
want the
makes sense.
fight too, though. This is the fight of the decade that we've been starving for. But at the end of the day, I want to see Errol Spence back at 100%. I want him to have a tune-up fight. I mean, Errol Spence treating Danny Garcia like it's a tune-up fight. I don't think it's a tune-up fight. But if you're going to treat him
It's
like a
definitely
tune-up
not.
fight, if you're going to treat
It's
him like
definitely not.
yeah, but Errol the truth, you know that. You know what I mean? So he wanna tune up with Danny Garcia. So if he look good, you know what I mean, and he back 100 and or Manny Pacquiao, either one.
Let me say
Either
this.
one,
Let
then
me say
we
this.
could push for Errol Spence versus Crawford. But even Crawford, just to let you know, he said the fight is gonna happen when the money is right. Out of Crawford's own mouth.
Okay, I heard that. But here, I'm going to go one more time. Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Everything you just said makes 100%, my brother. It makes sense. But here's where I have the problem at.
Talk to me.
When Crawford is fighting these dudes undefeated from top rank, they don't know these fighters. Yes, they don't know them, but these fighters are legit. But here's where I have a problem at. If you're not going to give, Spence ain't going to give these fighters from ESPN the opportunity to get their belt. That's why they call Porter and Ugas. They know, and we know, and you know.
Repeat that. Repeat that. I didn't really pick it up. Can you repeat that last sentence you said?
I said that. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Why is it a big deal when Crawford fighting his fighters, his mandatories, and everyone out of top rank, which he done already beat? Because Benavidez was the one calling them all out. At first, it looked like he didn't want to fight him, but he took that fight.
Yeah. So me and you are on the same page. Me and you are on the same page.
Let me finish. Hold on. Check this out now. If you're going to sit up, for example, and say, well, I'm going to fight everybody on PBC side, and I'm not risking my belt, because everybody know, I know. If Crawford go in there and whoop Spence or Pacquiao, he going to have them belts. They not going to risk that because they don't want Top Rank to get the power.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so all I'm saying, I get what you're saying. I'm on the same page with you on that. I never criticize, Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford, I told y'all, he pound for pound #1 in my book. I mean, he knocked out.
Wouldn't that be dumb for him to fight? Wouldn't that be dumb? Let's be honest. Wouldn't that be dumb for him to fight someone who really just took Spence? He took Spence to deep water. Porter took Spence to deep water. Why would you fight him after he just really, to be honest, he got beat by Ugas and he got beat by Spence, but they all were close fights. They could have went either way. But why would I risk my belt to give it to PBC for somebody with no title when they won't do it for us on Top Rank side?
Yeah, so I see what you're saying, but all I'm saying is the Porter fight is a good fight, but I see where you're coming from. He don't have to fight Porter because you know why? He wants the winner of that fight. If it's one thing if he don't want to fight Errol Spence, but since he's gunning for Errol Spence, it's A-okay in my book. Like I said, he could fight whoever he wants to fight, but it'd be a bad, it will build his name better if he fights a name fighter like a Porter, Danny Garcia, or a Keith Thurman. But sometimes you can't force these guys to come see you, like Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, for example. However, when it comes to Porter, on the other hand, like you said, it's a lose-lose situations because they're gonna automatically compare his performance with Errol Spence. It don't matter if he don't dominate, it's a lose-lose situation. They're gonna be like, oh, I told you so. You get what I'm saying? So I see where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, you're better off actually fighting a name fighter than a non-name fighter. You get what I'm saying? So I got another caller on the phone. I appreciate you, Akhi. Great speaking to you. Call in again, all right?
Hey man, keep it real, bro. You one of the realest.
Come on now, you ain't gonna shout my man Dante.
Wait a minute, Dante too.
All
My
right.
bad.
All right, okay,
but
okay.
I'm not feeling Blue Blood Sports, and I'm not feeling Fannin. I don't care if they on the label or not. I'm not feeling them.
Oh man, hey, I got love for Blue Blood, but he Blue Blood. That's probably you got to talk to him. I don't know what he been saying lately, but you got to talk to Blue Blood, fam. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna end it like this. If I go into the business and I say that I want all the belts, end of the story.
Right.
End of the story.
Yes, sir.
Don't play with fans because some of us know the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me pick up my Akhi call. I appreciate talking to you. 100. All right.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, Akhi. Who this is and where you calling from? Is this my man Jay Coley?
No, this Enoch. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, let's get straight to it, fam.
Okay. I want to talk about first I want to talk about Crawford and Spence. And of course, like you said, it's a lot of people picking sides and whatever, but they forgetting the business and the politics of boxing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. They forgetting that applies. Like that applies, so you can't just ignore that element. You feel me?
Right. So it takes time, and then the fact that Errol Spence just came from that accident. Honestly, he really shouldn't fight Crawford for another year because, I mean, he lost teeth. He said he didn't remember 2 or 3 weeks, a period of time after the accident. So he even if he came back and looked good in a warm-up fight, he ain't ready for no Crawford.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
You know who Errol Spence should fight next? He need to fight Maurice Lee for a tune-up. That's who he need to fight because they talking about Lomachenko needs a tune-up. They talking about this guy needs a tune-up, that guy needs a tune-up when nothing happened to them. But Errol Spence, the one that needs a tune-up, he needed to fight Maurice Lee, then a Manny Pacquiao or a Danny Garcia before even thinking about a Crawford because Crawford is the truth. And if that fight is the fight of the decade, it got to happen at the right time now. They both got to be 100% before that fight happened. And Crawford co-signs everything that I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, like I said, people get caught up in the emotion.
Yeah,
like I said,
so
even media members, maybe like they get attached to a certain fighter. So you got to call it down the middle. You got to call it how it is. You can't really, you got to tell it how it is. You got to tell the business aspect and you got to tell the fighter aspect. You can't just leave out the business aspect and be like, oh, he ducking. It's more into it than ducking because, like, for example, when Canelo gave Charlo his strap, that's a duck. But when you're talking about a business and that fight is gonna happen and they're calling each other, that's different. Canelo never mentioned Charlo, never responded to him. Only probably one time. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, you can keep going. My bad.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because I got a couple subjects. That's one of the subjects. Now this is my opinion, and you can tell I'm a brother, whatever. But I'm gonna keep it real. I watch boxing now, and I feel like I'm definitely not a decaf. I feel like I know a little something about boxing.